On today's video, we're going to talk about how to structure things correctly with Webflow, because this is the #1 mistake that new Webflow users make that makes their life really, really hard using Webflow. So let's cover that today. Hey everybody, what's up and welcome to another Webflow Weekly. When I talk with my students of the Webflow Masterclass, the #1 mistake that they do is structure their website incorrectly. As a result of that, they're working really hard. They're struggling making their website responsive. They're struggling to keep design consistent, and basically they're working much slower, which ends up losing profitability on their website. So I want to teach you how to structure things correctly in Webflow. It's going to really make your life easy. So I'm going to start off with some kind of the theory behind it. Then I'll jump to Webflow and show you exactly how I do this. So let's jump into it. So here's the #1 mistake. Here's how beginners sometimes do stuff in Webflow. The body is kind of the empty page that you get started with. And inside, they just throw in some kind of a layout tool, which might be a grid or columns or a flexbox or something like that. And inside of it, they're putting down their content. This makes life really, really hard because you're going to have to, it's going to be hard to make sure that it looks consistently good on mobile, and to make sure that it's consistent along the page and along multiple pages. So here's the right way to structure. You get started with the body. Inside the body, you put in a section. Now, a section is a full width element, and the use of it is, first of all, you can control its height, you can change the color or add a background, video or image to it. You can even name it so that you can scroll to it or link directly to it. And basically, it's just even a good kind of SEO practice to wrap your section in sections so that kind of Google knows what's inside this section. Inside, you put in a container. Now, a container is an element that has maximum width. And the purpose of that is that when you have really large screens, you don't get the content all over the screen. That would make reading it very hard. So the content is basically, and you'll see that with most designs if you're working on desktop, the content is kind of centered in the middle so that it's not too wide across your big wide screen. And so basically it's an element that has maximum width. Now inside of that, you're putting in your layout, and inside your layout, you're putting in your content. So that's basically the structure that you should follow throughout the page and throughout the whole website. Let me show you how to do that exactly in Webflow. So let me jump into here. There's a new project here. There's nothing here. As you can see, I'm in the body tag. I'm not adding anything to the body. I don't want to change its background color. I don't want to add padding to it, nothing. The first thing that I'll throw in a section, and that section, I'm going to give it a general style that I'm going to call section, just because I want to reuse this over and over again. I'll show you in a second why I need this style and what I'm going to do with it. Inside that section, I'm going to add a container. Now, Webflow has their own container default. I don't like it because its maximum width is 940. That's too small for me, and I think for most modern websites. So I'm just going to take a normal div. I'm going to give it a style that I'm going to call it my contain. And I'm just going to set so I'm creating my own container basically, and it's pretty easy. Just maximum width here, 1100 is my favorite. As you can see now, it's a little bit shorter, but I just want it to be centered. So I'm using this button here, center element. So now, as you can see, even if the screen is larger, the maximum width here is 1100. Now, as you can see, when it's getting smaller, the container is getting smaller. Now, remember I told you we need to give this style to the section. Now, the reason is I want to give this section a little bit of padding, something like 20 pixels, so that when we're getting into responsive layout, the content here in the middle is not going to stick into the edges of this page. And I want this to be consistent throughout the website. So that's why I gave the section itself a little bit of padding. Now that looks pretty solid. And now I can continue. So inside this container, let's throw in, let's say a grid. Let me remove this, and I'll just call this grid 2 columns. Let's call this, always rename your grid, so to call grid. And inside of that, of course, I can throw in my text. So let me throw in maybe like a div here that's going to wrap some text and paragraph inside here. Let me just throw it inside this div here. Oh, wait a second. Sometimes when you're throwing things inside the grid, you have to make sure that they're falling in the right way. So note here on the navigator, we have the grid. Inside here, we have a div, which is just containing this header and paragraph. So let me upload an image and throw this image here. Okay, so we have a cute image of a dog, and we're throwing it here. So basically, we have a layout here that is contained in the center. And when we're going into mobile responsiveness, it will be pretty easy to, let's say at this stop, go edit the grid, say I want to turn this into one grid, so I'll just remove this. And as you can see, it's already has this kind of like nice padding that we have here. So this works well. Now let's duplicate, because a website obviously is a lot of sections. So we might have 1, 2, 3, 4 sections. Obviously, they're not going to have all the same layout, but I can say that, let's say this is the hero section. So I'm going to add on this hero section another style. It's called this hero section. And now I can style things that are going to only be specific to this one. So let's say I want the height to be 100% vertical height, so it will take up the whole screen. And yeah, maybe I want to center the content inside, and I want to make the background a little bit more colorful. Now, that's lovely. So now we have this section, and we have those sections. Maybe this is, let's call this a gray section, because this is section number 2. And, you know, I want to make sure that it's 600 pixels height, and maybe it has a gray background. And I can change, obviously, the layout here. Maybe here I don't need columns. Maybe I want the content here to be centered, right? So I might have something like div that is called center content. And now I want to bring in a title and a paragraph. And this center content, everything is just going to be centered. All right? So now note that what I have here is a consistent website that always has sections, and it's really easy to navigate. They're always contained to the same width. When I'm turning this into mobile responsiveness, it's easy to see that it's still contained within the same, you know, the same padding, and everything is easy. And structuring the website is going to be very, very easy and efficient and correct, so that you'll be able to maintain consistency and adjust for mobile responsiveness pretty quickly. Hope that was helpful. If you want to learn more about Webflow, if you want to be able to take your designs from Sketch or whatever design software you're using into a Webflow website pixel perfect within hours, make sure you check the Webflow Masterclass link down below. I'll see you on the next video.